not think about not having money to carry on with life. Just be happy with your family.
Career success to me would be my proficiency as a radiographer. I think it's very heartwarming when patients thank us when they leave the room. So like some of the patients will be like, "Thank you, Missy," or "Thank you, doctor."
I think success in a job is one where you feel like the skill set that you bring that is unique, the knowledge and experience that you bring to the table is being effectively tapped on, such that you don't feel like it's just a job to put food on the table, but also one where it gives meaning to your life.
When I was younger, I think I wanted to climb up the corporate ladder, but I think now, as a working mom, it's more important that I have a job that I can do on a daily basis that gives me some sort of a work-life balance, something that aligns to my values, and one that allows me to, grow, right?
I think is work-life balance, and I know a lot of people will be like, okay, work-life balance, this girl's probably like a bit like lazy or whatever, but I feel like yes, while I'm working I'm able to give my 100%, but I think youth these days also want to have that balance in work. We also want to have that after work hours to ourselves to recharge and be ready for the next day.
Career success for me would look like one that aligns passion, purpose with also pay. In Singapore, I think the reality is that we do need a certain amount of salary to survive. To do tours in a neighborhood that I've lived all my life in Geylang, that also enabled me to explore financially how it could be sustainable and also how it could have functions to give back to the place and the community that I live in.
I didn't want a job that was desk-bound. I wanted to move around more, and I wanted a profession where my knowledge could be beneficial for the people around me.
I would say it's not a calculated series of steps that I've taken. It was simply a process of elimination. There were also practical considerations. So truth be told, if a job that I'm applying for meant that I had to climb a flight of stairs every day, there were no lifts, or no wheelchair accessible toilets, then simply those were out of the question.
I honestly didn't really know what to do, and I think, by the way, that's fine. Looking back, I really wanted to do something that plays to my strengths, and one thing that I really enjoyed was interacting with people. So I decided to go into sales when I had my kids. I think it really shaped what I consider to be important. That's why, to me, work-life balance is really key.
I think one important consideration for me was really what can I learn from these new roles and new jobs out there. So that's when I saw an ad for a traineeship role, and I thought, okay, wow, this is a great opportunity for me. It will be such a good stepping stone to understand what the tech industry is like as well.
I'm a multi-offender, so since 20 to my 38, I've been in and out. I don't have a skill, I don't have a certification. I'm actually a very active person, which is why if I'm going to do food delivery and I cycle and get paid, why not? And then at the same time, there's this opportunity on the bicycle shop, which is why when I saved up doing food delivery, then I went into this bicycle business.
I think for me, we are at the crux in society where it is a clear demographic challenge. On one hand, rapidly aging population, on the other hand, the increased dependency on foreign workers. We need more young people joining the sector, not just of elder care, of healthcare, but really the social sector of creating change and making the society what we want it to be.
I think the most prominent one now would be the workload. At the start when I joined, I already expected there would be a bit of like shift work. Yeah, but nothing prepared me for the night shift. You have to work through 12 hours. Then sometimes there are no patients throughout the night. Sometimes it's like an entire wave comes together. It has definitely affected my social life.
There is a high level of demand of your time and your energy, especially so when you are in a high-performance environment. So it's really about a constant juggling act between the time that you spend with family, time that you spend on rest, time you spend at work, and with friends, etc.
I think definitely moving to Singapore was a challenge, not because Singaporeans are not nice or anything, but just because it was a new culture and a new country. So it was a bit scary. I think having a child was, in a way, a bit of a challenge. Like if a child gets sick, can be, I think, difficult for some moms to work from home, for instance.
Because of the job climate right now, it was a bit difficult to secure a bit more full-time roles. That's why coming into this contract role, it gives me a bit of ease of mind because I know, okay, I'll be there for 1 year, and then maybe from there I'll see how things go. I feel like maybe every industry could be impacted by some kind of external force as well. So maybe job security isn't as what we thought it was nowadays.
I tried sending in resumes and stuff like that. My mindset is just straightforward. My resume with a cover letter will indicate I'm ex-convict, not a first-timer or second-timer, it's multiple. But if you're interested, then you schedule me down for interview. If not, don't waste both our time. Food delivery-wise, quite straightforward. The weather, the traffic, and nasty customers. The platforms are cutting down incentive. Actually, you really can feel the heat.
I think the pandemic was a challenge for tours. I thought since it was a lull period for the business, it would be the best opportunity to pick up practical skills for caregiving in an institutional setting. That's where I applied for the job in the nursing home as a care staff.
As of now, I like my career because I see a lot of potential for growth and fulfillment because of the different career paths and specializations that are available.
I never mapped out where I'm going to be next year, in the next 5 years or 10 years. I suspect many Singaporeans do. A career is a very long one. I see it more as a marathon.
I really like what I'm doing right now. For now, in my current state, I think I can. But life, there are always changes and challenges, so you never know.
When I first stepped into the agency, right, my whole goal was, okay, I want to stay there for 2 years. But I think when I started to face a bit of difficulties, I was actually having a really tough time of deciding, should I stay or should I go? Because people have that impression that, you do job hop, which I think fair enough, people actually do that. But at the same time, you need to look from an individual perspective. Once I made the jump going into the tech industry, that's when I actually gained a lot of respect for myself because I knew that, okay, this wasn't the job that was fit for me, but now I'm going to move and actually look for something that suits me.
For the business why, can't give you a confirm yes because business, you have to see how it goes. But definitely no for food delivery. I'm still physically fit now at this age. As I get older, my body, I don't think I can cope anymore.
I think the only reason why I am able to juggle all these stuff for the past 2 years is I'm still young and I don't think I'll be able to do it for much longer. For me, I also like to consider my life as a social experiment to see how far I can push the boundaries in passion and purpose.
I think implementing work-life balance policies would be beneficial for employees and employers alike. They're beneficial for employees in terms of their overall mental health and their overall well-being. So this would in turn create a more productive and motivated workplace setting. So if we have mental health leaves, then staff would be more motivated because they know I'd be able to take this leave to care for myself on this day. Then they don't have to worry as much or be very stressed out throughout the week.
If you can, do look for those employers, for those companies who have the right policies that will allow you to, for instance, work from home. Be able to take time off when you need to be with your children. I think that really helps a lot, especially in the early years when your children are so young.
At least for me, my understanding of the government, I think they're doing a pretty good job as well. For example, you have the Skills Future credit. Whether you're a fresh grad, whether you're mid-career switcher, you're able to learn more while in addition to your job as well. And I think these are such policies that help people to gain new transferable skills that they can bring into their next work.
They need to hear from us on the road, or those really delivery riders itself, and not from office management because they are not on the road. They don't know actually what we are facing out there.
For the business front and for people who are pursuing their passion and purpose, I think the end goal is that it needs to also be something that's financially sustainable. think we cannot depend on government grants or funds to carry a business and to scale it up. Yeah, so I think it's not so much of legislation but more of the economic support, mentorship from other business leaders and community of like-minded entrepreneurs, for example, to gain ideas and insights from.
Whether you have a disability or not, you want to feel like you have made it at your job because you have something valuable to put on the table. How much policy comes into play to define that is difficult to say. It's also a matter of having the willingness of the employers to see past disability, the willingness of those looking for employment to step up and put themselves in potentially uncomfortable environments to thrive.